are your goals?
I want to be an actress, which is why I came here because Rhavynn, I done auditioned
I know. Trust me.
for 5 long.
You gotta sing.
Listen, I've been auditioning for Rhavynn drummer for Sam Cooke long, and I ain't never getting ain't nobody gave me nothing, no acting job or nothing.
Trust me. Been trying.
Act up, act down. Act up, act down. Act up, act down. Act up, act down. Act up, act
Welcome to the Act Up podcast, where we interview industry professionals who act down. And today we have with us a stand-up comedian, influencer, singer, actress, Miss Jessie Woo. Give it up for Jessie Woo. How you doing today? Yes.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You look beautiful,
Thank you,
by
so
the
do
way.
you. I told you you're radiating. Okay?
Thank you.
I hope to look that gorgeous when it's my turn, Lord
Aw.
Jesus. Yes, Lord.
Thank you. I so appreciate that. Thank you for coming on the show.
Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I want to get started at the beginning because you have such a beautiful career. I was reading you're a PK and also saying you're from Canada. You're Haitian. There's a lot we're gonna get into.
Yeah.
But what would you say was the thing that was the catalyst that got you on this path to where you are now? So what was that springboard that got you from, Jessie from, is it Montreal? What part of Canada are you from?
Montreal, yes.
Oh, okay.
Montreal.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Montreal.
To the Jessie Woo that we all know and love today.
I feel like it's probably like 2017. I was like 1 year into living in New York. I had moved into my first like apartment, and I was living with like 4 strangers.
Really?
Like, in New York, it's
you
ain't got the funds, and you gotta have roommates. Sometimes it's like one of those, I want to say like those boarding houses situations when you're getting an apartment. But anyway, as I was moving in, like I think I was like 1 month into my new apartment, I lost my job. I was working at a job placement firm, and it was so funny because like I was taking acting classes and I was trying to get into, acting and television, and I would go to work every day like, Lord, I want to be able to use my talents to pay my bills. I want my talents to pay my bills. Like that was like my prayer. And then one day I went to work and I got fired. And I was like, Lord, that's not that's not how the prayer was supposed to, not me getting fired. I want to be able to leave, Lord. But so that led to me being like on food stamps.
Wow.
I was on like unemployment, and I was looking for a job. And as I was doing that, I kind of just started creating content online. It was very like Haitian centric, very like a lot of Haitian jokes, and they just started to pick up, and people started seeing them. And then I had done a season of Wild 'N Out back in 2016.
Okay.
But I was a Wild 'N Out girl, and so I didn't really get much time like that. Sometimes you would get a speaking role, sometimes you wouldn't. But anyway, when I had left that gig, some of the folks from like MTV and Wild 'N Out were like, hey, like if you're ever in New York and you're looking for other jobs, like, we do like your personality, like hit us up. And so like when I did go to New York and I fell on hard times, I did go back to 1515 Broadway, and I was like, hey y'all, it's me. And they was like, girl, you really came?
Right.
No, that's TV talk, girl. So yeah, I was doing the content that picked up, and then I got invited to like an open mic situation where people were doing stand-up. So I did do like my first 10 minutes of stand-up. It was crazy. I got received really well. But anyway, there was a woman in the crowd. Her name was Tanya Hoffler, and she was an executive over at BET, and she was looking for someone to do BET breaks. She was looking for a dark-skinned girl. Like, she specifically told me, like, it's hard for us to find like dark-skinned girls to do it. And she's like, can you read prompter? I was like, hell yeah, I could read prompter. I have a degree in journalism. Like, I have 2 degrees. And she's like, can you write your own story? Yes, I could read, I could write, I could Tootsie Roll. What you want me to do? So then, like, I got that job, and I think, like, that just, from then on, working at BT in 2017 to now, like, I literally just did the NAACP Awards.
Oh, nice.
Red carpet live with Terrence J. So I feel like that was, like, the beginnings of who you see here.
Got you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What brought you to Atlanta?
What brought me to Atlanta was 2020. I was living in Jersey City. I was working in New York. And, you know, the panoramic hit.
Yeah.
And, like, I had never seen New York like that.
Yeah, you
like,
were like ground zero.
Yeah. It was like, you go to Times Square, hello.
Yeah.
It was like an echo. I was like, damn. It was like I Am Legend. I was like, are some zombies gonna come out? Like, what's going on? And so, like, meanwhile, back in Atlanta, I would like look at my friends here. I'm like, y'all down to the hookah bar?
We were still outside.
Y'all was outside.
Yeah.
I said, no, they out there. They down there sipping hookah. I said, all right. Well, I wasn't working. Everything was shut down.
Yeah.
So I said, let me come to Atlanta. And so I came down to Atlanta. I had done a couple guest hosting spots at Dish Nation.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, y'all, like, I'm in Atlanta now and stuff. So I would get guest hosting here and there when I came. And then eventually I became a permanent host 2023. And then, so yeah, I feel like the pandemic sent me down here.
Nice.
But, you know, Atlanta's been great to me. I've been here for 5 years. It's been great.
How do you like it?
I feel like now I can say I like Atlanta.
Got you. How long? Because it took me a while to
Yeah.
feel like, okay, this is good. Now, I love it now.
Mm-hmm.
But how long did it take you? Just curious. And why did it take you however long it took you?
I think it took me probably late last year.
Oh, wow. That's a long
so
time.
It's been like 4.5 years.
What about late last year made it feel like, okay, this is, I feel comfortable here now?
Well, I got into a relationship.
Oh, gotcha.
But we started going together last March.
Okay.
So, you know, I just had to make sure I was out the red zone. Because, like, dating here, I feel like my career was doing good. Okay, I'm finding my way.
Yeah.
But dating in Atlanta is the trenches. I feel like that was, like, the last piece for me.
Yeah.
And then, like, okay, I found a man. Oh, he's normal. Oh, he got... His hairline is intact. Okay, he got a job. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, he's good. He fears God. Okay, great. So, like, finally I'm like, okay, great. I bought a home. I was like, all right, like, it's not, I'm not leaving Atlanta. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Are you dating someone in the industry?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
His name is Jay Allen. His name is Jay Allen. He works at Swirl Films.
Oh, okay, nice. Nice. What has that been like, dating someone in the industry?
Great.
The same? Okay,
I think with him, great. Because I've had other experiences.
Yeah.
I don't know how up we acting.
Yeah. Go home. We can act trust me. I have had my fair share too.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think that because if they see you or they see an actor on a show or actress on a show, they think that you're living a certain life.
Absolutely.
And that is not the case.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times too, dating other folks in the industry, a lot of people are acting up. They acting like they are living a certain life. Like there's the public perception, and then there is the need to satisfy the public perception.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are hungry. It's not a I don't think it's a very extremely profitable time right now in the industry, and a lot of people don't want to face the music. Yeah. And so, I've had my share of, now you know damn well now, you ain't got it like that. Nah. And don't think I'm about to, because I ain't. You know, so,
Atlanta can be a really good place to front. And for people to hide behind something that they're not really authentically. Yeah. So I'm happy that you found somebody.
Yeah, me too. Thank God. Whew, Lord, God's good. God is good. Because I was just about to say, you know what? Maybe I like women's. Because I just cannot.
Maybe I need to just go a whole different direction.
Maybe I need to be delivered from men too.
Trust me. You know what? I had a friend who for years was like, she felt like because she was single because she's in Atlanta. Because Atlanta can be a really hard city to date, and even though there's such a mecca of Black professionals, but it can still be really hard to find
because
someone.
we in the Mecca.
Absolutely,
we're in the Mecca.
Yes, and to be a Black woman as well. and there's a lot of women doing their thing.
Yep.
You know, beautiful,
Yep.
smart. You know, so I understand that.
It's a new batch of baddies every week. Okay, it's a new batch of Africans every week. It's hard. It's hard to date in Atlanta. Like, it's very competitive.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, I it was a struggle, but I'm happy I met him.
Nice. All right, so you're very active, of course, on social media. You do a lot of reviews and things like that. Do you prefer to review like reality-based shows, narrative shows? What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like in the reality space, I like to review a lot of dating.
Okay, yes.
Because I feel like everybody goes through that.
Yes.
Reality shows vary from topics, but I feel like everybody's looking for love.
Yeah.
Everybody's taking dating very personally.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, like I feel like I'm best known for my Love is Blind reviews.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'll dibble and dabble in, like, black dating shows, like Ready to Love.
Yeah.
There's Married at First Sight. So, like, I feel like those reviews do the best. And then, like, I'll do reviews like right now. I talked about Paradise a couple times. I love Paradise with Sterling K. Brown.
I just watched the first episode, so I know I'm like, don't give me no spoilers. But
I'll tell you this. There's a shower scene.
Ooh.
There's a shower scene, and I went online and I said, "Can Sterling K. Brown's wife fight?" And she came in my comments and she said, "Wow, it's very interesting. Everybody's asking me if I could fight these days."
That is hilarious.
And she was like, #Nuck if you buck. She let us know that she does. If you buck, she will nuck. So so sometimes I will review that. I did like Game of Thrones for a little bit too, and that was funny. So yeah, like any shows that I really really like, I will talk about it. I feel like a lot of times too, like I try to focus on shows that have like black actors. It's either a black show or it's a black actor led show.
Yeah.
Like there was one show on Hulu, Black Cake. They canceled it, but it was
I heard it was amazing.
So good. And then I did the after show for Reasonable Doubt. Ramala Muhammad, Kerry Washington are a part of that. So yeah, I try to review like all the things that I like.
Okay, nice. It feels like you have this like a really great job in that you get a chance to talk about, review, critique the things that you really adore. What are your goals?
I want to be an actress, which is why I came here because Rhavynn, I done auditioned for you.
I know. Trust me.
For 5 long.
You better sing.
Listen, I've been auditioning for Rhavynn drummer for Sam Cooke long, and I ain't never get ain't nobody gave me nothing, no acting job or nothing.
Trying.
But you know what? Like even like recently, I had a conversation with George Pierre.
Yes.
And he was like, "Jess, you're great. You just have to like dial it back." And I'm like, I don't know how to dial back. I know how to dial forward.
You know what? But sometimes like you will find the perfect show that will match the energy that you just naturally give as well. It's just about finding the role.
Yeah.
Nice,
But that's my goal. That's one of my goals. Definitely like. I see myself as like a Whoopi Goldberg, you know, like I want to have like a morning show one day, but also act.
Yes.
You know, and I love like Jamie Foxx, like Whoopi Goldberg, Jamie Foxx. Those are some of my like idols that I have in the industry.
Yeah.
They have so many talents, and I feel like they've been able to use their talents and maximize them all so well.
Yeah.
And so like, that's my goal.
And I love the fact that you said Whoopi because she's someone she's funny. Like she got her start with, with comedy, but she can kill drama too.
Yeah.
And she does such an amazing job at it. Too.
Amazing.
What has auditioning been like for you in Atlanta? And particularly, I'll say Atlanta versus you auditioning in New York.
Well, actually, in New York, I feel like it was harder.
Okay.
I think in Atlanta, I've had way more auditions. In New York, what I would run into would be like, okay, like I remember my first acting class, I did a monologue, and it was a monologue I chose it from, not monologue, but it was a dialogue from Being Mary Jane.
Okay.
And it was a scene where she was going back and forth with her niece. And it's my first acting class, I do the monologue, and everybody was mostly white.
Yeah.
And like the acting coaches, they were all like, "Oh, you're great." Like, okay, well, no notes. And I was like, okay, I'm great, but I ain't getting no jobs. Like,
Right.
what's going on? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just felt like there was not really much of like an investment.
Okay.
I think in Atlanta, although a lot of times when you are auditioning, you seldom get feedback.
Yeah, that's true.
Seldom will get feedback.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've gotten that where versus in New York, I just didn't get that at
Okay.
all. So I think like that's been the difference. And I feel like in Atlanta, and this goes into one of the reasons why I love it here, I feel like there's
Mhm.
just a lot of proximity to Black wellness,
Yeah.
Black people doing well, and Black
Yeah.
people also helping other Black people to do well. And so I kind of feel like I have come into that in Atlanta when it comes to auditioning. Recently, I did audition for a job and I got it. It's in a movie called Situationships
Oh,
with
nice.
T.I.
Oh, good.
So it's, I mean, I don't want to say too much. 'Cause I don't know when it's coming out, but
Yeah.
I'm in the opening scene. Like I have one of the main roles, and I'm in the opening scene,
Yeah.
and I played Terrence J's love interest.
Oh, nice.
So I can't wait to see that. So I feel like I did get good feedback for that.
Okay.
So I think that's been the main difference between New York and Atlanta.
Nice. Now, how are you balancing it all? Because, like, you're a singer, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you...
I feel like I was singing more. Like I don't sing as
You have a beautiful voice.
consistent.
What
Thank
you
you.
just did was great, by the way. Yeah.
I'm not consistent.
Okay,
I feel like
got you.
I've been burned a lot in the
Really?
The music industry is the worst industry.
I will say it.
It is.
Ugh, yeah.
It is
Yeah.
the worst industry. And
Yeah.
I think like I feel like for me I'm in a space where I'm trying to figure out how to use my musical talent in other ways.
Yeah.
Like I am currently like writing a script and it's a musical.
Oh.
So I want to exercise that to see how that would go for me.
Gotcha.
You know, so yeah.
Okay, that's
Mhm.
exciting. That's exciting. So, what made you choose Atlanta over a city like LA? I know that you're in New York, but you could have gone to LA as
Yep.
well. So, what made you?
Everybody
choose here?
was going to LA.
I know exactly.
In the pandemic, everybody was going to
Absolutely.
LA. And I feel like I had a lot of FOMO in the beginning,
Mhm.
but I don't want to sound spiritual. Well, why don't I? I love the Lord.
Oh, come on.
But I really feel like the Lord was like, girl, go to Atlanta.
Really?
First of all, like the hookah lounge was open. I feel like that was God. I had like an outlet.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but I feel like God was like, girl, go on down to Atlanta. It's Black people. That's another thing too. It's Black people. I just felt like if I fall, I'd rather fall in the midst of like my people
Absolutely.
instead of fall in the midst of.
LA. I understand.
So,
I understand.
and I've seen a lot of people who did go there
yeah.
that are not doing as well now because
Really?
LA is just it's
Changed a lot,
changed
especially
so
in the pandemic.
yeah. So I felt like it just was God. But like I said, I would have FOMO. It would be a lot of times when it'd be like, hey, there's this opportunity. Are you in LA? And I'm like, I could be there. You're not in LA, girl. You ain't. So I would get that a lot, but I stuck to my gut, and I'm glad I stayed here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now I read that you are a PK or a preacher. Your father's
Yeah.
a preacher. So has that in any way affected your career, your choices? Like has it given you any like hesitancy about how you are represented, especially like as an actress and as a host at all?
Well, my father is not an active preacher now,
Okay,
but
gotcha.
he was preaching when I was younger. My mom and my father, they met at my grandmother's ministry. She had a big like Haitian Community ministry in Montreal, Canada.
Okay.
Like the 80s and the 90s, like it was very popular.
Yeah.
And my mom and my father, they divorced when I was younger because my father was a drug addict. Like he was slanging the word of God in the morning and slanging crack at night.
Oh wow.
It was very like it's layers.
Got you.
So I don't think he has room to judge.
Understood.
But my mom is an evangelist, and so like I grew up still going to church. I was very involved in church, and even in my adulthood, a lot of people don't know this. I worked at a mega church for years.
Really?
Before I was Jessie, I was Jessica. I was Miss Jessica.
Wow.
I was heading
What did you do? Okay, yeah.
I was heading a children's ministry.
Wow.
So so I even have like if you scroll back years and years on my Instagram, you'll see me singing to a bunch of white kids.
Really?
It was. So I think Yeah, I try to be mindful in how I represent myself, on screen and what I do. But I feel that at the end of the day, I'm always just gonna be me.
Yeah.
And I'm just a layered person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I might do something that people wouldn't deem Christian-like or, or holy, but I feel like I'm just a layered person. I'm going to tap into every side of me, and, I feel that unless I'm convicted by God not to do something, I'm going to do it. There have come times when, there have been certain, like I had a role on All Black. It was a show called, Lord, I done forgot the damn name of the show. Lord Jesus. What was the name of the show?
What is it?
No. I was, oh my God, how did I forget the name of the show I was on All Black?
It's okay, we gonna look it up.
Please look it up. Oh my God, but it was executive produced by Megan Good.
Okay.
Lord, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'm having this brain fart.
Who's got it? Who?
A la carte. A la carte. Oh my God. A la carte. But in a la carte, I did have a role where Kandi Burruss was my love interest.
Really?
Yes. So before the episodes aired, I did show it to my family.
Okay.
And there was like love scenes, and there were members of my family who just, they was like, it was like, Sasayela, you kissing it, girl. You know what I mean? So yeah, like there's certain parts that not just like religious, but also like culture wise that, some folks in my family are just like, girl, why would you do that? And it's like, it's acting. Mm-hmm. It is acting. Like, okay, I'm not a lesbian in real life, but if a role calls for it, why not? You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. A lot of actors ask me about social media in particular, and they're like, do I need to up my followers on social media? Like, will that help me, get other gigs for acting? And you're someone who's very successful on social media. Do you feel like social media has helped you as an actress in terms of has helped you get jobs as an actress?
Ooh, I don't think so. I feel like I need to do a better job of showcasing my acting on socials.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I feel like I need to do a better job in that sense.
Yeah.
But then again, I will say, like, for instance, like when I did a la carte and I was showing those clips, I did get a couple calls for that. Okay. So yeah, I think if you use social media correctly, yes. I will say though that although I do have like a following on socials, sometimes I do feel that some people get acting gigs just because they have a follower count. Because then like I'll be on set and I'm like, okay, this person can't even like.
Right. Come on.
You're not delivering this.
Right.
Or there's been times when like I've had like hosting gigs and like we're reading a prompter and the prompter is very, very simple. Like it's like, hey, tonight we're at the NAACP Awards, and that didn't happen when I was there, just to make sure. But I'm just like giving an example. Like I've been there where like a prompter is pretty basic. Check us out tonight at 10, only on Fox. Like and you have the person tonight at 10, only on girl, you're not delivering that. Like, but you have 2 million followers.
Got you.
So I do feel like sometimes I look at the industry and I'm like, okay, I get it. This person has a lot of followers. Yeah. But this person over here has invested like 20 years of auditioning, of headshots, of practice, of coaching, and they're not getting those opportunities because they only have 2,000 followers.
I always say, like, I never want actors to focus more on the social media than the craft. Mm-hmm. And you seem to be an actress that has been focusing on the craft. Mm-hmm. So when the opportunity presents itself, you're already ready for it.
I am.
You know, because you've been in the classes and the workshops and you have the degrees and all those things. How important do you still prepare? Mm-hmm. And what does, and I make classes, coaches, whatever, and what does that look like for you right now?
So right now I'm not in a class right now. Mm-hmm. I will say that I think like last year I got a little bit of like, okay, I don't want to audition anymore.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And like I had told my agent, I was like, so I had auditioned for this role in BMF.
Okay.
And maybe I just took it too seriously. I feel like, you know, your agents and people always tell you, don't get dedicated to the role. Like if you don't get it, it's okay.
Yeah.
But it was a singing part, and I did so well. Like
Yeah.
they put me on hold and everything. Like I got
Yeah.
like emails back and forth, and then I didn't get the role. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to audition no more.
Aww.
And I really like did not. I was like, I don't want to audition anymore. And then literally like last week, my agent was like, Jess, you have an audition. You have an. I was like,
Okay.
I don't want to audition no more. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to not take it serious. I'm a Cancer. I take everything personal. Like,
Don't let them take your spirit.
right? Like taking my spirit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I just think like sometimes it does like hurt a little bit. Like there's been times when like I've auditioned for something.
Yeah.
And then like I'm watching a show, I'm like, wait a minute. I know these lines. She got that? Now how the hell she got that? You know what I mean? But then sometimes
Yes.
it's like I have to be honest, like she ate that.
Right.
She ate that up.
right.
Like I remember I auditioned years ago. This was in the pandemic. I had gotten the script for Harlem, but it wasn't
Oh.
called Harlem yet. And the role that I had read for, Shaniqua got it.
Okay.
But I remember watching it at first, and I was like, she was saying the roles, and she was saying the words. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the script I read.
Yeah.
And like when I watched her, I was like, she ate. I can't even. She ate. Like, it's like, you know, it's like I wanted to be mad, but it's like I can't. She ate that, and then we became friends. So I was
Yeah.
like, she ate, and I don't think I've ever even told her that, but she ate that role so bad, and I was like,
Wow.
see, here I was like upset that I didn't even get it, but then you watch it, and you're like, yeah, that was meant for that person,
Right.
And so I know one day prayerfully I'll have a moment like that, which is like, okay, I did get the role that was specifically meant for me.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about it now? Like, are you now like, okay, I'll audition again. I'll go
Yeah,
back.
I submitted an audition
Okay.
a couple days ago, and I could have did way better, but I think I'm just like, okay, let me.
Just slowly tiptoe
Yeah,
into
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Okay, cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Don't give up on it. You know.
I won't.
Yeah, it takes time. It
Yeah,
takes time,
yeah.
but trust me.
Yeah,
you
and
got
sometimes
it.
I will look at some people too, and I'm like, look at Coleman Domingo.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like, you know, everybody doesn't become a superstar actor in their 20s, their
Yeah.
30s. Some people, it's in their 50s. Some people, it's in
Yeah.
their 60s.
Yeah.
And what's encouraging for me is that there's always space.
Yeah.
There is space for what you bring
Yeah.
to the acting space, to the acting world. And then if there's not space, you could be like a Issa Rae, and you just could make your space.
Absolutely.
So I think that's where my mindset is now.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah,
Don't give up on it.
I
think
won't.
you're super talented.
Thank you.
So. It hasn't happened yet. But it will. All right, so if you could build your dream movie, what would that look like for you?
Oh, my dream movie is
Yeah.
a movie focused on Haitians winning our independence.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's my dream movie.
And now when you say Haitians winning your independence, you mean like back in the day?
Oh,
or
yeah,
just-
1804, when we became independent, when we kicked
got
France's
you.
ass. I would love to have a movie based on that, but I would like to have it from the women's perspective. I feel like
Oh.
in the Haitian culture, we always talk about Jean-Jacques Dessalines and Toussaint Louverture,
Yes.
but there were so many women in the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Like, what was their story? And I still want to tell the story of the men,
Yeah.
but I would love to tell it from like the women's perspective,
Yes.
because a lot of times when you look at just war in general, not just Haitian independence, but just all the wars, I think a lot of times the women's stories are in the back somewhere.
Nice.
But no, I would love to tell it from that perspective.
I love how much of your culture is entwined in who you are, but also in like in what you do. You know, like you include it in so
Yeah.
much of your art, your work, your you're funny.
Yeah.
I love that you have so much of Haitian culture included in that.
I love it. I feel like being Haitian is just funny. It's funny. It's
And George
traumatizing.
Pierce is Haitian too.
Yeah,
right?
he's
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah, he's Haitian too. But
Yeah.
it's like being Haitian is so layered. It's funny. It's traumatizing. It is exciting. It's scary. Like it's just so many things in the culture itself.
Yeah.
And I really hope that like in the film industry, 'cause I see so many other groups starting to get their shine. Like the Africans are really doing it right now. The Latinos have been doing it for a minute.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just looking forward to like more Haitian stories.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Well, keep it up.
Yeah.
All right. So we ask every guest this question, and
Okay.
you are no exception. But I'm curious. So, what has been your favorite age thus far, and why? You don't have to tell your age, but what has been your favorite age?
What is my favorite age? I don't know. I don't know what my favorite age is. I will say, I can tell you what the most awkward one was.
Okay, that's even better.
I think 27.
Really? Why
It just was
it
awkward. I remember nothing. Like, I just remember nothing. I just remember it just being a big blur, me trying to figure things out. Like, it's kind of like between 25 to 30. It's like, okay, so what is this right here?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I feel like around that time, like, I was getting my master's and I was just trying to figure things out, and it just was like weird. I wasn't getting no mens. I wasn't getting no coin. I don't know. It just was weird. It was a weird time. So I want to say maybe that's like my most awkward year, but I don't know what my favorite age has been.
Gotcha. How have your 30s been so far?
My 30s are kicking my
girl. Yeah.
Nobody talks about.
Nobody talks about it.
Yeah. Nobody talks about like. It's just like lower back pain. I don't know. That happens. It's like that happens, especially when it's time to, the time of the month.
Yes.
And then like when it rains, my knees hurt a little bit. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I feel like, why do 30s feel like this? And then like, sometimes I feel like I'm in heat. Like, I don't know. And I've heard about like how there's this like pre-menopausal thing that happens when you're in your 30s too. So I don't know, but I do feel like in my 30s I've learned to not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I'm stepping into that where it's like there was a part of me, I think maybe when I was younger, that really, really wanted to be liked by everyone.
Yeah.
And I wanted to like almost kind of like pander and say the right thing and post the right thing. And now I'm just like, okay, I said this and you can deduce whatever you want.
Yeah.
I don't care. I said, this is my opinion on this. I don't care to try to fit in any boxes. Like, I just am who I am. Like, even like, and that's just in every facet of like my life, whether it's dating, whether it's work. I am who I am. Yeah. I'm always going to be respectful. I'm always going to be, mindful. But I just like, I am who I am. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah, I feel like my 30s have been like, all those lessons that you've been kind of skating around, you're going to learn them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's like, you're going to learn them. You're going to learn them in this decade for sure.
I will say this about 30s, though. I have never, ever, ever wanted to unsubscribe to adulthood so bad. This is not it. I don't know who signed me up, but this is just not it.
That was the perfect way of wording that.
No, literally. Like, the bills that keep coming.
Yes.
Tax season comes around and like I
know you got a whole lot more you gotta factor into.
I gotta, and then I feel like those of us who are in our 30s, we have watched the world come to an end several times.
Numerous times.
And right now, the world is actually coming to an end right now, but we're doing a podcast like it's all good.
Like we're okay.
Hey,
yes, I know.
We acting up. I just feel like, it's 30s. It's just, you know what? I'm here.
We're here.
You know that song from Tisha Campbell? I'm here.
I'm still here.
I'm still here. And you know what? I'm just gonna do what I can do with what I got. That's 30s.
That was so good. Yes. Why are we all acting like we okay?
Right. They just did a brand partnership for Tesla at the White House. We're not okay.
Right.
We're not okay, guys.
So if you weren't an actor, artist, comedian, what would you be doing?
Nothing. I mean, I come from a family who was all in the medical field, and I always knew, baby, I'm not operating on nobody.
Yeah.
I ain't taking nobody pulse, baby. You can put that
Yeah.
stethoscope down, honey. I'm going to have a microphone. That's my microphone. I always knew I was going to have a microphone. I always knew I was going to do something where people were going to hear me.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know what I would be doing. You know what? Maybe I would go back to working in ministry. You know, that was me speaking.
Okay, absolutely.
So maybe I would just stick to children's ministry. I did love my time in children's ministry.
That's good. I can see you being a really great...
I love kids. Kids love me.
Yeah, I love that. Do you prefer brunch or happy hour?
Brunch.
Me too.
Brunch. Because it's like, I feel like you can have brunch at any time. And nobody's going to judge you.
Yeah.
Chicken and waffles is, you could eat it in the morning. You can eat it at night. Nobody's going to judge you.
Exactly.
But having happy hour at 10 a.m.
You're being judged.
Yeah, I'm going to look at you like, sister, is everything okay? Do we need to have a conversation? So yeah, brunch.
What do you love about being an artist in the Southeast Atlanta area?
Ooh, I love working with Black people.
Yeah.
I love working with Black people. I feel like it's nothing like working with Black people.
Yeah.
I just want to see more for us. Like, I want more opportunities for us. I want us to be able to express ourselves more. Like, I see other groups of folks. Like, I want us to be more invested in. Yeah. I want to see more gatekeeping, too. Like, I really want to see that because I feel like so many people get to come into Black spaces that are not Black, and they get to own more than Black people. They get to have more success than Black people. Yeah. So I just want to see Black people do well, and I want to be a part of that.
Wow. Yeah. I love that. What's the most challenging thing that you've done lately?
Survive. No, no. I think most challenging starting a podcast. So I did start just a couple things.
Yes.
Yeah, I did start just a couple things, and I feel like people underestimate how hard it is to be consistent.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like, you can record a podcast episode. Are you gonna do it to where you're releasing every week?
Yeah.
Some people be doing 6 episodes and like, okay, that's the first season is done. No.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be consistent. You gotta stay on the charts and all this stuff. So I think it's more challenging than people really expect.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I also think another thing that I've done that's challenging lately is, get into a relationship. Yeah. Men is not easy now.
Oh no.
They say men is so it's so easy to please a man. Not the men grumbling. Hold on. No, I feel like being in a relationship is very challenging. Yeah. You have to be accountable constantly. Yeah. You have someone to look out for. You have someone to be there for. Yeah. And I'm the eldest daughter who escaped my eldest daughter's responsibilities for like 8 years.
Oh, wow.
And so now that I'm somebody's emergency contact again, I feel like relationships are very challenging, but they're so rewarding when you do it correctly. So yeah.
Absolutely. And even the healthiest relationships are challenging.
Yeah.
Because they're always going to bring up something in you,
of course,
that mirrors like, oh, I didn't realize this was there.
Yes.
And you're showing me myself.
Yes.
So,
yeah. He be showing me myself a lot. I love him though, but he be showing me a lot now.
What makes you feel alive?
Oh, what makes me feel alive? I think the ability to wake up every day and do what I love to do. I think that just makes me feel so alive. I remember the days when, like, I wish I could exercise my talents every day. Yeah. Now I get to be like, well, what talent do I want to exercise today? Ooh. And so I feel like that makes me feel so alive because I'm tapped into me. Yeah. Like, I'm my source next to God. So that makes me feel alive.
I love that. You are brilliant and funny and gorgeous, and I'm so happy that you could join us. Where can people find you, find the podcast, find out what you're doing next?
So you can follow me on all socials, the Jessie Woo on all socials, and my podcast is Jess, so JESS, a couple things on all streaming platforms that stream podcasts. It comes out every Thursday at 10 a.m. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Thank
Jessie.
you.
You were great.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Give it up for Jessie.
Couple questions, Vicky. We got some audience questions.
Not audience questions.
Come on, audience.
The man behind the TV.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
Come on, man behind the TV.
So being full transparent with you, like the last 2-3 years, I've dated like 2-3 girls that are big fans of you. And luckily I'm a good guy, so I can still reach out to them.
Okay, period.
Coming on the show. And I asked them, like, what are some questions you would ask them?
Period.
So they all said something. And one of them was, what do you call your boyfriend and why?
I call Jay Mr. Easter.
Oh, why do you call him Mr. Easter?
So our first date was on Easter last year.
Really?
Yes. So you know when you start dating a man in the girls chat, you have a nickname for him. So that was Mr. Easter. But so it kind of stuck because I mean I did feel like he was gonna be my little, because we went to church together on Easter and we went to brunch together and we've just been inseparable since then. But I thought he was gonna be like my Sunday dude. So I was like, yeah, that's Mr. Easter. But he was like, he kind of peeped that like 2 weeks in because we kept arranging stuff on Sundays, and he was like, yeah, so we gonna do something on Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna do something on Tuesday. And that just stuck. So I call him Mr. Easter.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
My next question is, you go so hard for the Haitian community. Do you feel like their support is mutual?
Ooh, no.
Okay.
No.
Why not?
I feel like in the Haitian community, being a woman and being so talkative and expressive, it's not something that is looked on in a good way.
Yeah.
And I've been very vocal. I've experienced certain things in the Haitian community, like working with other, folks in the community, and them, like, for instance, like not paying me.
Oh, wow.
Like just like outright, just like not wanting to do well by me, like business wise. And when I've spoken up about those things, it's like, you're a diva. You like, I remember I did a song with like a Haitian group, and all I asked for was 50% of the royalties. I didn't ask for no upfront payment.
Yeah.
Didn't ask for nothing. That's all I asked for. And they released the music and everything and didn't do that. And I said, hey, like, can that be changed? They ignored me. So like the videos everywhere, everybody's enjoying the song. I'm like, I all I asked was for 50% of this.
Right, exactly.
And why you coming to the internet? The video's on the internet.
Right. Yeah.
The music's on the internet. Hello. Yeah. So I've tried to reach out and they wouldn't answer me back. And it was, she was difficult. What was difficult? She wanted 50%.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That was my point too. It's like, so people were like, so you wanted 50%. Why would you even release it
without
if you didn't agree to that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? So I do feel like, as far as the Haitian community, no, I haven't received the support I think I should receive.
Gotcha.
But one thing I've learned is that everybody's not going to support you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say things that the Haitian community don't like. Sometimes I've pissed off the Black American community. Sometimes I've pissed off the Latino community. Sometimes I've pissed off. So I feel like when it comes to support, I think when folks really are tapped into like who I am, they get to know my voice.
Yeah.
And they'll know, okay, this is where she's coming from. You know what I mean? But do I wish I would get more Haitian support? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't, but I just haven't received that.
I got you.
All right, for sure. My last question is, how did you get asked to be on Love and Hip Hop? And like, you going through that journey, did that teach you how to navigate through the industry?
Oh, absolutely. So Love and Hip Hop came about because Mona Scott Young came to me directly and asked me to do it. And I've shared my thoughts on it throughout the years. I don't want to really wake that up again. But I will say that there were a lot of parts of me on the show that weren't spoken to. And I do feel like when it comes to that particular show, I think that's just the thing. It's like, a lot of times people want to focus on just like the parts of you that will bring the most, dissension. Like, I get it. Like, now I really understand reality television, so I get it. It did help me navigate a lot. Because while I didn't have a great experience with it, Mona really did teach me a lot about like what to ask for in my contracts, what to look out for. And, you know, I think later on, the same thing she told me to look out for, we butted heads at, because I was like, no, you told me that this is, you know, what this is, so I'm not going to accept, you know. So while it wasn't the best experience, I do think I learned a lot about what to look out for when I'm signing up for a show, productions, like contracts. I think a lot of people are not aware when it comes to paperwork.
Yeah.
And sometimes, too, what I've learned is that a lot of these lawyers don't know how to advise their clients on what to look out for,
as
too.
It pertains to reality as well.
Yeah, especially reality television.
Yeah.
There's no residuals.
Yeah.
So you got to understand, like, they're gaining everything from you.
Yeah.
And you're gaining the least. And so you got to make it work for your best.
Yeah.
So I did learn a lot of lessons from that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is a show or a piece of media or content that the world would be shocked that you consume? Surprise. What are you into that we wouldn't know you would be into?
Damn. I feel like what do I watch that people wouldn't want? I feel like I'm so open. What would be something that they?
What are you scrolling at night when you're in bed rubbing your feet together?
Oh, I will say true crime.
Really?
So I don't talk about true crime a lot,
right?
But I'm actually a very big true crimer, and a true crimer. The true crime stories that I've been looking at lately are those that are linked to the church, to black churches. Yes.
Wow.
I feel like we know black churches be having some things going on. Church, period. Like we see a lot of stuff happening right now. Like Rick Warren. Like I'm tapped into the white church too.
Yeah.
I worked at a white mega church for years.
Okay.
There was some stuff going on over there too that I could talk about.
Yeah.
But there's this one preacher that I can't remember the guy's name, but he was a preacher who, Lord, don't remember his name, but he was battling HIV.
Oh,
but he wasn't forthcoming about that.
Yeah.
But then come to find out, he had inappropriate relations with his own son, and he gave his son.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So like, I've been like deep diving into like that type of true crime.
Wow.
I'm like, that's something I would want. I would want my own true crime show. Like where I dive into that. Yeah. I feel like there are so many stories on that side.
Yeah. That we haven't even tapped.
Yeah. And then when you watch like these networks, white girls going missing is always like a thing. It's like, no, like black people going missing, church stuff, like black business. Like I feel like there's so many great true crime content out there within the black community that would make a killing. So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Our beautiful sister, Taraji P. Henson, brought to our attention about the pay discrepancy for black women.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that? Have you experienced that?
Mm-hmm.
Have you experienced the opposite? What's your experience?
You know what's so funny? I was kind of touching on that not too long ago because there's been a lot of like talks about like Cynthia Erivo, right?
Yeah.
How, like, she's not Black American, but she's in Black American spaces and stuff like that.
And she's played historical Black American
yes.
figures,
And recently, like on Threads, her old tweets was going viral and all this stuff. And I was like, I feel like the Cynthia Erivo hate is so forced because we're not having the real conversation, which is the fact that Black actresses here are not getting roles that we're seeing other people from other countries come in and get.
Yeah.
And then there's no telling what their pay is.
Right.
Meanwhile, you have like actresses like Taraji P. Henson who are here, who are telling you mid promo for a Steven Spielberg movie, hey, I'm not getting the money I should get. You know what I mean? And I think there's just so many conversations that just like come and go.
Yeah.
And nobody's really being focused on changing that for the Black American actor, or the Black American adjacent, like other Black people that have lived here their whole lives like me. And I just think that at this point, I'm looking around like, okay, where are the gatekeepers?
Yeah.
Like, where are the gatekeepers? Like, where are the we don't have the Quincy's no more.
I know.
We don't have the Clarence Avants no more.
Yeah.
We don't have like the black gatekeepers who used to make sure that black people were doing well,
Yeah.
getting those roles. They were groomed well, not that other grooming, not that Diddy stuff we talking
Yeah,
about, but
yeah.
they were groomed well. They were prepared to get those jobs and get that money. Like
Yeah.
when I look at somebody like Will Smith would not be nothing if it wasn't for Quincy Jones, who was
Absolutely.
like, you're him.
Yes.
I'm going to tap
Ooh.
into you. I'm going to
Ooh.
invest into you. I'm going to make sure that you get to the other side. I just feel like nobody's investing in the next Taraji P. Henson.
I agree.
Like, love Cynthia Erivo, right? She shouldn't have played Harriet Tubman. Danielle Brooks is right there. Why she ain't get that? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I just feel like who's actually tapping in to really make sure that not only Rhavynn is casting them, but once she casts them, we're going to make sure that they not only get this role, but they get the next big role. Like, we don't have enough Danielle Wilders.
Yeah, Danielle Delwaller, absolutely. You know, it's so interesting. I don't know if you guys heard. There's Anthony Mackie had a quote that kind of went viral yesterday, which was, he said, "Success is given."
Yep.
And we're lying to children, telling them that they have to work for it. Like, no, but he's been in situations where it's like, here you are. And I'm like, that's interesting. And I've seen the reality of that, of people having successful things literally handed to them.
Yep.
And there's a whole generation of people like working their asses off to try to get things that someone else was literally like, someone was like, it's you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I often wonder, like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, what is, and again, love her down. Love you down, girl. But when I watched Harriet Tubman, no ma'am. No ma'am.
Yeah.
Love you down, but no ma'am, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did you get that over all these Black American girls who are right here, right? Or why is it that Girlfriends is not like Sex in the City?
Yeah.
Where Sex in the City is being rebooted. It's
Yes,
a movies.
It has two movies, and you know, this is its whatever iteration of it. It's had a prequel.
Literally.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
you're not telling me it's better than Girlfriends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what is that? Why is it that Black talent is not respected and revered the way it should be? And who is out there standing in their faces, standing in Hollywood's face to say, nah, you got to come through this line of us.
Yeah.
We're telling you, here's all the talent. Where's the gatekeeping? I feel like all we're having lately is just like the brunches and and I love brunch. I love brunch.
Yeah.
But I just want to see it translated into more Taraji. There's no reason why Taraji was telling us she had to drive herself. This is the color purple.
I think the interesting thing, and I don't know why or when this changed, is that, and I think we were talking about it at our last meeting, is I feel like certain content, like Black content, is being labeled for Black people. And I understand that. However, if I look at a Fresh Prince or the Cosby Show or Family Matters, it was a Black family that was being promoted to everyone. And I don't think that we've had enough. I don't know if it's a promotional thing where it's like, oh, you can put a Cosby Show on the air, and once, I'll say, Hollywood knows, like, oh, the 300 million people of America are going to watch this versus the 40 million Black people.
Yeah.
Now it's something different. But I don't think that we've had enough content recently that is like, oh, okay, this is a Black story, but anybody can ingest it and get something for it. And I think there's something with that, which is also limiting our numbers and our pay and all those things as well. So, yeah.
Do you feel like maybe Black content needs to be more lighthearted. When I look at like Family Matters, they did address serious stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a bit of lightheartedness to
I
it.
think Blackish
Mm-hmm.
is probably the one show that's come the closest.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gone now.
Yeah.
And it was called Blackish, exactly.
Yeah.
And I can't really think of anything else that has
The
taken
Neighborhood.
its place.
Insecure for me. I think
You
it
think
was-
so?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
I think
it was black, but it was the closest to.
Yeah,
I know
I'm
people,
gonna say it. You're making sense.
the
You-
closest.
you think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like Insecure was for young black people by young black people, period.
I feel like online more than black people consume.
Interesting.
What about like The Neighborhood with Cedric
I
Entertainment?
feel like it's popular because it's network, but I don't know anybody who really watches that show.
Anybody know what the neighborhood is?
Well, damn.
Yeah, I know of it. I
Love
know
it.
of it, and I'm sure it's
Mhm.
you know
It's funny.
it's been on is it CBS, I believe?
Yeah, like for 8 years.
For years,
Yeah.
like, so it's doing something. It just doesn't have the same, and I guess maybe because all television is just kind of struggling. But it's just interesting that even the audience that it's meant to attract, it's not quite. I don't know if it's quite attracting it. She's in a different lane.
Shonda doesn't make black TV.
But she uses black people to lead it,
Absolutely.
which is
Yes.
which is
So that's the
great.
closest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And Shonda doesn't make
Centered
movies.
around them.
She makes, but that's
Series. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good.
But even speaking of Shonda, it's like, okay, who is investing in the next like Viola Davis? Who is investing in the next like Kerry Washington? Like, I just feel like actors are struggling.
They are. And I think the wild thing to me is a lot of the stars that we had growing up are still our stars, which is nothing wrong with that, but it's like there aren't as many new, like the people who were them 20 years
Yeah.
ago. I'm like, I don't really know as many, you know.
Celebrity is changing. Celebrity
That is
fading.
true. Yes.
There's no mystery anymore. My celebrity, I can just go. Celebrity is changing. I can go down the street and see a celebrity. When
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
growing up, it was only on the front of the, what do you call the magazine?
The Inquirer.
Yes, yes. So the distance that was between us and our dreams have shortened by this much because of our phones.
Yeah.
So with that distance shortened, the pay has shortened,
Mhm.
the jobs have shortened. Like, you can create your own thing now. So we either need to change our mindset around celebrity or become our own celebrities. But I think we're grieving something that has passed.
We're
Yeah,
just we're
that's true.
decentering
Yeah.
we're decentering it.
Yeah. We're grieving that era.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have one more quick thing right before we end. I'm gonna do
Okay.
a quick rapid fire. I did want to talk to you about something, but we
Lord.
went on time. Here's a quick rapid fire. All right, just answer the questions really quickly, okay?
Okay.
You ready? This is very lighthearted. This is fun. What about to do is fun. This is all music
Very
based.
fun.
Get me canceled now.
This nah, it's nothing like this.
Okay.
It's all music based. You ready?
Okay, period.
You ready?
Mhm.
Rap or R&B?
R&B.
R&B or reggae?
Reggae.
Reggae or soul?
Reggae or soca?
Soul.
So
Ooh, soul.
Soul or rock?
Soul.
Soul or classical?
Soul.
Soul or jazz?
Dang. When I'm cleaning the house?
Soul or jazz, period.
Soul.
Soul or country?
Soul.
Soul or pop?
Soul.
Soul or gospel?
Soul.
Soul or Afrobeats?
Afrobeats.
Afrobeats it is.
Afrobeats should have been up there earlier. Yeah,
Afrobeats it is. Afrobeats it is.